to the Greenbelt Arts Center and the 7th Street Playhouse's production of Eugenio. I'm Cheryl Weaver, and I'd like to thank you for coming. Please turn off all electronic devices, and please put your cell phones on vibrate. The cast is requesting that there is no flash photography. The playwright, Tony Gallo, will be available for discussion and questions during intermission and at the end of the play. There will be a brief intermission at Act 1. The exits are located at both ends of the theater, on this side and on this side, in the unlikely event of an emergency. Now, imagine that you are in Rome, Italy, and the year is 1944. Ciao, Rabbi Zolli. Isn't it time for a break? You need food to keep your body and soul together. You haven't eaten a thing. Mangia your lunch. It's been ready for 2 hours.
Impossible.
It's been ready since noon, and I've rewarmed it twice.
Your eggplant parmesan is good even when cold.
Oh, too much reheating will cause it to lose its flavor. Is this some more of your life's work?
Food in congregations come and go, but understanding the Word of God is eternal. There is nourishment in plenty in the sacred text, the Torah, the Talmud, the Midrash.
Oh, shut up and eat your eggplant.
Rosina, don't add to the chaos. This manuscript must be sent to the publisher no later than tomorrow. It must be typed up immediately.
Whose music are you listening to?
I think it is Bach.
German?
Yes.
Huh. Well, turn that Nazi music off.
Rosina, don't judge an entire civilization because of a few madmen. Besides, Monsignor Hillary is German. You like him?
Don't be picky. And where has he been lately? I hope he's not drinking again.
No, don't think the worst. He's probably doing his stuff for Malione. I saw your cousin Maria at the Lazzatti wedding. When did you last speak to her?
I don't.
For saying your minestrone soup tasted like French onion soup. 10 years is a long time. Resentment is like taking poison and hoping it kills the other guy.
12 years, and the only thing that's going to kill me is the slop she cooks.
Forgive us our sins as we forgive those who trespass against us. Or make me the instrument of your peace.
An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
Rosina, have you ever turned the other cheek?
Once, when I was 5, and never again. I think God was telling me something.
It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. On another subject, have you heard from the Polish underground about my brothers?
No news. I think you have an appointment.
I don't have an appointment.
Alberto Anzo?
Oh, yes, he's probably come to ask for an easier toll rating for his son's bar mitzvah.
Not this time. He says he wants to discuss changes.
Of all people.
Why do you have anything to do with that old fascist fart?
Fascists no more. They're all gone now. Maybe he wants you to work for him again.
And have me toss another dish of spaghetti in his wife's face? And there was a call from Sister Angelina.
I didn't hire you in spite of the spaghetti, but because you threw spaghetti in her face. What did Sister Angelina want?
I don't know, but I could tell you some stories
Stop it.
I've heard over the years.
No more idle gossip. Now I have some work to do.
Good day.
You want me to change your son's Torah reading? I can't. The Torah and half-Torah portions are fixed. No one can change them.
No. My son has a question about his portion of the reading. You see, we believe that Moses wrote all of the Torah, but how could he have written about his own death on the mountain overlooking the promised land?
An ancient question, my friend. I will answer your son. But speaking of death, what about the racial laws your friend Benito has passed? I had to send my own daughters to Switzerland to avoid them. How can you continue to support him?
All right, what's really on your mind?
The Germans may be coming here first.
No, I have it on good authority that they're not coming.
From your friend Benito?
Benito Mussolini, he's not my friend. I have no idea what he's doing. But remember, thanks to Benito Mussolini, there has been no Jewish bloodshed here in Italy. Compare that to what's going on right now in France, Belgium, Greece, Poland.
Please.
Can you pick up the phone? Someone from the Vatican Library.
Aha!
What do they want?
Your Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy in Latin, Devarim in the original Hebrew. Here, just give it to them.
Buddies with the Vatican, huh?
Anything else I can do for you?
Yes. The governing council and the congregation, they have quite a few concerns about you.
Such as?
Izzy, I love you. But they say you show no interest and no empathy for the members of the congregation. I've got a whole list of complaints
Then
here.
fire me.
Well, I can't do that. I brought you here from Trieste, and I'm your staunchest supporter.
Any other charges?
Yes. Signora Grandi says that your sermons sound almost Christian.
Signora Grandi is not awake long enough to hear them. But rest assured, I will never convert. You have heard her snoring?
Why do you insult a lady who is my sister-in-law, and she is the daughter of the first Jewish Prime Minister of Italy?
Telephone! Parsons want to meet with you tomorrow night at 8.
I can do it. I suppose they say I don't attend most bar mitzvahs. At least they have young men to celebrate. Any news on my 4 brothers?
We're searching.
Or Rosina's son?
We're searching. Don't give up hope. But in the meanwhile, we have to present a united front, whether it's against the Americans or the British or the Italian or the German underground. You, as the chief rabbi, and we of the Jewish community, we must act together.
Even if Hitler invades Rome?
He won't invade Rome.
Nonsense.
Your footsteps.
The fascists have fallen. Mussolini has fled.
Oh, at last.
I have 2 prayers. 1, that my son Luigi will be found alive, and 2, that Mussolini will hang by his heels.
Such violent words from a sweet lady.
And now I've got some dishes to wash.
Let's hope for better.
Hello? Arrivederci. We will have to wait for the better. The Nazis are entering the city tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Yes, they are. Heard that from good authority.
Huh.
Package marked Enzo. Strange.
You're having your mail delivered here?
This is no time for jokes. Here.
Oh my God! Rosina!
Shall I leave?
No, please remain. Rosina!
It's about Luigi. You found him?
No, he's dead. Rosina.
Oh, this is a mistake. Where did they find the body?
Outside of Moscow, his body's being shipped back.
Oh, the Russians lie. He's alive and in prison somewhere in Russia.
No, here his uniforms and his ID card.
I won't believe it until I see the golden rosary, the one that you gave him On his first Holy Communion, the day he took it on the train, he said he would never part with it.
And here are some more belongings they found on him.
Oh my God, my baby is dead. 17, he was not a soldier. They made him fight in that worthless war. First my husband, and now my son. Oh God, help me.
Arriva! Buongiorno, Captain Helmut Schmidt.
Herr Ludwig Schaar.
How long have you been here, sir?
Several years.
I have just arrived. This country will take some getting used to.
The public facilities in Berlin are cleaner than the shops of Rome. Clothes hanging from all the porches. But they know how to cook, sing, make love, and multiply like flies.
An incompetent, lazy lot. Hitler said it best. Mussolini hurts us more as our ally than Churchill and Roosevelt. Thank God he's been deposed. How much longer will you be here?
I returned to Berlin this afternoon.
Well, have a good trip. Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler!
Strange, that doesn't quite make sense. I'll have to check it out.
Yes,
May I have a word with you?
why?
I have come to visit the rabbi.
Are you Jewish?
No, are you?
None of your damn business.
I'm here to speak to the man of the house.
Well, I am the man of the house.
I mean, the master of the house.
I am she.
Spicy. Is the good rabbi in?
Why, are you thinking of converting?
Oh, hardly. Your cross. Are you a Christian?
Are you?
I was once. You are black. Condolences are in order. Please, accept my condolences.
You have a visitor.
Captain Schmidt with the German Commandant's office. This is only a courtesy call.
Yes, please sit down.
Oh, perhaps another time. You are the chief rabbi of Rome,
Yes.
and dean of the Rabbinical College, and one of the world's most knowledgeable and prolific Old Testament scholars.
Yes, I thought I was only known in the biblical research fraternity.
Oh, your landmark publication on Old Testament prophecies is widely quoted throughout the world. We understand the Pope himself is one of your most ardent supporters. Have you met him?
Yes. May I compliment you on your Italian? How so?
Oh, I am a trained linguist. And you, Rabbi?
Oh, you mean that I am foreign born?
Yes, from Galicia in Poland.
My 4 brothers in Galicia are unaccounted for.
Oh, the war has caused so many disruptions, but once hostilities cease, so many we thought missing will show up. Do not believe British and American propagandists.
Can you locate them?
I must ask a favor of you.
In return for your locating them?
I will make a request, but I am to see that there are sufficient food and clothing supplies for the population, and that the Jewish population is well taken care of. We need a complete list of them. Do you have such a list?
No, nor do I know if one exists.
We understand that you do.
I do not. I only know that most Jews have left Rome since 1938.
And I always thought you were such good record keepers.
Don't believe such fairy tales.
I will take your word. My card, sir. Thank you. Please call us for anything.
My brother, sir.
Yes, of course. Good day.
Shh! You forgot the backup list of all the Roman Jews. What are you doing in that costume? Drinking again?
Indeed.
Herr Ludwig Schaar.
A former classics professor impersonating a Gestapo officer. Why?
Part of my work for Cardinal Malioni.
You are taking your life in your hands, Monsignor Hillary.
It's more interesting than reading essays. I think I even fooled Schmidt.
Don't be so sure. A snake is not easy to fool.
Your days are numbered, Rabbi.
Your family?
No word. 18 months now. Our friends in Germany are still searching to no avail. Neither father nor mother, nor my 2 sisters. What are your brothers?
I believe all hope is gone.
I think it's time for a drink.
Rosina can do the honors.
Kissy, I understand you've been disrespectful to the German officer. Look, there are many lists. You couldn't have given him anything that's not already available.
How did you learn so quickly? I will not cooperate.
And here's another development. The Nazis have demanded a sum of money from us, a pot of gold.
Blackmail already? I thought you said there was nothing to be concerned about. How much?
50 kilograms.
A princely sum.
Well, they think all Jews have money. Will you cooperate?
I will make my contribution, then I will call on everyone, including Gentiles, to do likewise.
Including the Pope?
Everyone. I will begin at home. My late wife's jewels will go first.
Well, thank you. I bid you good day.
So, they want a pot of gold. Here's my contribution.
We can manage without it.
When the Nazis are out, you could get me another one.
No.
Well, then I'll just have to take it to Alberto.
Oh, right. So insistent.
And, you can have this.
Absolutely not.
It was found in the body of a dead young man. It could save someone else's life.
No, absolutely not.
Well, tell you what. Hang on to it until tomorrow, and let me know whether you need it or not.
Unnecessary, but if you insist. Now I need to be alone.
Excellent. Fine work, Miller.
All in the line of duty.
Since the Nazis are not going to reopen traffic till tomorrow, I presume Sister Angelina won't be coming in. I did forbid her to come.
You shouldn't try to tell your first grade teacher what to do.
I have Rabbi Zoli waiting in the other room. Like you, he is asking for a meeting. I think it would make the best sense for us to meet together, but I did want to talk to you and Angelina about something first.
I thought I'd never get here.
How did you get here?
I walked.
Walked? How old are you now? 85?
81. And I have someone to defend me.
Well, where is he?
Under my habit. God sometimes needs help.
You're endangering your life.
This from someone who has the audacity to impersonate a Gestapo officer?
Now, you said the visit was urgent.
I need a few more baptismal certificates.
You had 80 issued to you last week. That must amount to almost 100 now. Surely you don't need more than that. And why do you approach me? I told you to consult with Monsignor.
It is impossible.
He's a fine and a very patient man. Now, how many certificates do you think you need?
I don't want to bother you with these details.
How many?
84.
84. According to the safety regulations, you can only accommodate 20 people in your building.
Well, we are cozy. The hygiene would be much worse at Auschwitz.
How are you going to get 160 people into a space that fits 20?
Where there is a will, there is a way.
And how are you going to feed them?
Like your truck stops by regularly. Where do you get the food?
Best not ask. Now, about this Rabbi Israeli Zoli. We know that he's an outstanding Old Testament scholar. Rumor has it that
he is not very cooperative with the Nazis.
Yes, he's refused to supply them with the list of all Jewish Romans.
Well, space must be made available for him.
Well, why not your place, Angelina, if you can pack in one more, surely?
Well, many of our inhabitants say that they would rather go to Auschwitz than live with their chief rabbi.
Yeah. Would you send in Rabbi Zoli, please? We'll work out a solution so nothing further.
Your Eminence.
Ah, Rabbi, let us put aside all ceremony, please. Now, three of you have requested this joint appointment.
Yes, potential roundup. Is this a time to end diplomatic neutrality?
And break the Concordat, which says that your business is yours and our business is ours?
Yes.
The converse of that is that if we start minding Hitler's business, he will mind ours and have an excuse to invade us. You can't harness a madman, and we must survive in our 109 acres.
But didn't we speak out loudly against Mussolini's racial laws?
We did, and it did us no good even with Mussolini, and the Italian people just ignored the laws, and now we're dealing with Hitler. And surely you understand there's no comparison.
But this is in our own backyard.
Hillary, when the church condemned the atrocities in your native Germany, how many times do you think we did that?
About 100?
No, it was only 60. But did it do us any good?
Well, you have a point. We are not the world's sheriff. Scripture says, render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's, and unto God that which is God's. And Hitler is mad. But do we mind our own business, or do we save human beings? The vulnerable must be protected.
We have encouraged asylum throughout the church, quietly, of course. And who has done more than you?
We would have world opinion on our side.
World opinion? Do you think Hitler cares anything for world opinion?
But the church is one of the world's most powerful organizations.
Not militarily. Have you been to the Louvre and seen those magnificent Italian Renaissance paintings? How do you suppose they got there?
A gift.
Wrong. It was robbery. Napoleon gave the Holy See a face-saving device. Plundering these magnificent artworks was given a fancy name donation. Now, my only point here is that we are dealing with a light criminal again.
But surely you don't compare the two. Hitler is a madman.
Very much so. The church survived one, and now we must survive the other. I thought you knew your history. Both men were tyrants, utterly ruthless. Both came to power after a period of political and economic instability. Both hated the clergy, and especially the Catholic Church. And were you aware also that Napoleon did jail a pope? I think that was for the 80th time in our history.
You think Hitler would do the same?
Yes. There are only two differences between them. The one seemed to love Jews, the other hates them. Secondly, Bonaparte was only evil. Hitler is both mad and evil. And speaking out against someone who is mad and evil is suicidal. Hillary, you of all people, we have your intelligence report showing what the Nazis planned to do with the artwork of Florence before the Americans arrived. And we've been aware for a decade of this Hitler ultimate plan to replace the Holy Father with one of his own subordinates.
Excommunicate him.
Excommunicate. Any time we have done that in our history, we have failed. We excommunicated Henry VIII, and he laughed us off and proceeded to behead 2 more wives. He excommunicated Frederick the Great 4 times, and he proudly posted the documents on his wall. And then he imprisoned the Pope. The list is endless. No, the problem goes deeper than the papacy.
Meaning?
You are all obviously aware that Hitler, Mengele, girding girdles, the whole lot were all baptized. Christianity is supposed to be a religion of love. Well, we can't solve that one right now, but are you now all convinced? We have no alternative but to maintain diplomatic neutrality.
I believe so.
I see no alternative.
And you, Angelina?
You operate from fear. You're afraid.
Well, of course I'm afraid.
You have no guts. Why? Because you have no
You
guts.
think Hitler's mind can be changed?
No, I do not, but you still have no guts.
You're being unfair.
That's because you also have no guts. May I have my knife back?
I don't murder anyone with it. I know you're not a murderess.
Are you?
Of course not. We are people of the cloth.
And now I would like us to offer a prayer for somebody.
For whom?
Adolf Hitler. I pray for him 3 times a day. I always pray for those I hate, and it works.
I think I'll pass on this one.
As will I.
And maybe we should be praying that he dies.
I'll pray for him myself.
He'll be my guest.
And I will pray for you, too.
Maybe we should be planning to have him murdered.
Oh, that's an idea. Then I won't have to pray for him anymore.
Hillary, Cardinal Ottaviani has indicated he wants to meet with you. Rabbi, I would like to have a few words with you. Angelina, for your safety, would you please exit by the back?
I fear no one. I will exit as I enter.
Well, Rabbi, you are aware, of course, of the potential roundup. What portion of your congregation is still in the city?
Around 20%, the poorest. Many have fled. Some are hiding in farmhouses, others in convents. Hillary says over 200 in the Vatican. And may I thank you, Your Eminence, for the tens of thousands of sets of papers you've distributed to the Jewish population, both here in Italy and in other places, especially Budapest. It seems like a new day in the Church's history.
Well, more importantly now, we wish to offer you asylum, either with Angelina's group or here in the Vatican.
I must respectfully decline. I thank you for your offer. And may I once again implore you to speak out, Your Eminence.
I have spoken out, repeatedly. Are you aware that the Church is responsible for 500 million Catholics worldwide, 1/5 of them living under Hitler, and all this talk now about the Jew God and his deputy in Rome? What more would you have me say?
I'm sorry to have offended you.
Rabbi, I understand your point.
I
and
am sorry to
sympathize.
offend you.
Please,
I will
please,
go.
Rabbi,
Nothing
please,
will work.
please.
Nothing will work.
Please come back. Please, be seated. Please.
Yes, Your Eminence.
One thing will work.
What is that?
There are those in Germany who would chop the head off the monster, and we can be of assistance.
Assassination. But how can the Church participate in murder?
Well, the Church allows self-defense, and in this case we would be defending the whole of humanity itself.
Well, I agree, but how can this be accomplished?
You must give me your word that what I'm about to tell you will not be spoken of anybody. Not even Hillary has been informed of this, and the lives of young men are at stake.
You have my word, Your Eminence.
The Holy Father and I are now convinced that time is long past when this monster should have killed. This morning, we are meeting with a group of German officers to help them plan to assassinate Hitler.
You do this for us Jews.
For the Church first. The Jews, chosen people, are not our enemy. Hitler and Stalin are. The high on Hitler's agenda is the destruction of Jewry. much bigger fish as the Catholic Church, and indeed the whole of Christianity. Like the communists, the Nazis know they have to defeat Christianity to survive in the long run. And of course they want to replace Christianity with Nazism as the world's leading religion.
Strange that our two religions should be united by murder.
Well, I do have some guilt, Rabbi. I do pray for Hitler and Stalin.
What? You support them?
I pray that they die immediately. Dear Rabbi, am I going to burn in hell for this malevolence?
Then we will both burn in hell together, our two religions united at last.
Well, in the meantime, we can only offer you asylum. You have the full hospitality of our convents and our churches.
Is it true you paid part of the ransom?
Well, not directly, but the less said about that for the moment, the better. Now, I must apologize. I do have to prepare for this meeting, and please, not a word of what we are talking about.
Not a word. That you should trust a Jew this much is truly a new day. And one day I shall tell you about my vision of Jesus in 1917.
Dear Rabbi, another time I must work on my meeting and remember not a word.
Not a word.
Oh yes, send him in. Yes, I've been expecting him, yes. Captain Schmidt. Captain Schmidt.
You're right.
I regret that I had to cancel our meeting yesterday on short notice, and my deepest apologies.
Oh, not necessary. Indeed, just a courtesy call to quell any rumors you may have heard about interrogation of the Jews.
I have no questions, and of course you are aware that the church is neutral on all political matters.
Of course. And I know that even by entering these grounds, I am violating the Concordia.
Let us not stand on ceremony. While you are here, maybe you would like to view some of our artwork.
I have viewed these masterpieces every moment of my spare time in Rome. If there is a heaven, surely it is looking at this art. I wish we had the same in Germany. I would feel compelled to leave the military and become a curator.
Well, perhaps one day when these hostilities are over. In the meantime, please feel free to enjoy what we have here.
Oh, thank you. I am also here to assure you that any rumors you have heard about the imminent takeover of the Vatican by our troops is totally unfounded. I'm sure the German ambassador has also given you those assurances.
Yes, not that we had any doubt whatsoever.
Well, the British and American propaganda machines have been very effective.
We are neutral. Totally neutral. The British and the Americans do not influence us.
Of course. Identification?
I have none.
Then I will have to arrest you.
A woman of the cloth.
Many people with costumes are walking around this city. We must take every precaution. There was a tragic insurrection yesterday, so you must come in for questioning unless you can give proof of identification.
Oh, let me see. I thought I forgot.
Sister Angelina, Sisters of Zion, 89 years old, and you are walking 9 kilometers on a dangerous hot day. When you have had your visit, I insist on driving you back.
No, I will walk.
And if I insist,
You are a very good young man, and I want to pray for you.
I do not consider myself Christian.
Well, that does not matter. I see a kind, gentle face in you.
No one has ever said that to me before.
Now, may I pray with you?
Me, you say the prayer, sister. I will listen.
Yes. Now repeat after me. God, make me an instrument of your peace.
Amen.
I already see a happier face.
A quaint prayer. Thank you for the thought. Now, when can I visit you? May I drive you home? You need protection.
No, you may not.
And if I insist.
You will not, because I will pray for you 3 times a day without fail.
Good day, sister.
No, I thank you, sister. Too many of my congregants are there.
Do you think you will be exempt?
Of course not.
Mr. Anso stayed with us for several days, and he has now left the country.
I cannot convert.
Our order was founded by 2 nuns who had been born Jewish and only sought converts. Now we only want to save human beings.
Seems you like us, Jews.
They are like every other Italian, for better or for worse. But I cannot abide.
It is time. I have reason to believe, based on contacts you do not want to know about, that the final roundup is upon us. We have only 1 day. It is time. They may pick you up today.
Schmidt says there's nothing to be concerned about.
Well, if you believe that, and the moon is blue, there's no spaghetti in all of Italy, and the Italians love the occupation. Zoli, you leave now with me. You will stay in the Vatican.
But there's still hundreds of others.
You must go now.
Don't answer it, Rosina.
No, she must answer.
Ah, Senor Eugenio. Yes, the milk money. I've set it aside for you. Ciao.
If the milkman can cause that much dogs, it's time for you to go.
Can we take my car?
We walk, exiting by the back. The house is being watched. You will be in disguise. Until we arrive, you are Monsignor Eugenio. Should we run into anyone, you are deaf and dumb.
Isn't that the birth name of the Holy Father?
I guess it is. And one more thing. No one's to know your whereabouts until the occupation ends. Remember, 90% of your neighbors and friends are with you and will reveal nothing. We believe that 10% of everybody else is going to turn you in. So,
But can I tell Rosina?
not even Rosina. I'll be waiting for you in the rear.
Rosina, I have to go into hiding. I cannot tell you where.
Nor do I need to know. But there is one thing. You gave me my last pay, and I want you to have it.
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
you can use it until you reach your next destination.
I said no.
All right. All right. Well, then let me clean off that stain that's on your costume there.
Do it quickly. Hurry up.
Well, I cleaned it off as best I could. You're sure you don't want the money? I plead with you.
I have spoken. Say no more.
All right.
Help me with this.
And I want you to have this, too.
It's the only remembrance you have of your son Luigi.
All the more reason why I want you to have it. I will pray for you always. Please, take it.
Oh, right. But take this gold cross that you gave me for the ransom. If you want me to have the rosary, you must have the gold cross. If we leave it here, the Nazis will take it.
Oh, be safe.
Let us hurry. Wear these dark glasses. Take this walking stick. Put up your hood.
Answer! Answer at once! I know you are in there! Zoli! Zoli!
You are risking your life.
Be quiet.
Give me all your money or I'll slit your throat.
Man, we are 2 poor monks who have nothing.
Then I'll have to kill him. What have
husband and my 5 children are starving and my baby is dying. We're destitute. I swear to God, if I didn't get money today, I'd kill myself and everyone around.
Search us.
Give me all you have. I knew you had. You clergy are all a bunch of damn liars.
Take it and go, but leave us free.
But praise be to God, praise be to God.
You'll pay for this. Where the hell are the Italian police? Do they ever do anything but look at Roman skirts, pinch girls, and strut around in those opera outfits? Total incompetence. Good brothers, are you both all right?
This poor half-crazed creature robbed to feed her family. Please let her go.
Certainly not. She will be interrogated by our staff and turned over to Italian authorities.
I beg of you to let her go. An act of mercy, Captain.
We are certainly forgiving, but justice must be done.
I beg of you to let her go.
Oh, if you insist. Go, thief. You are not my problem.
Praise be to God, praise be to God.
Your friend here says nothing.
No, he's been a mute since birth, and he can barely see.
It is such a shame that you cannot speak. I know someone you very much resemble. A rabbi that lives not far from here. Or perhaps an officer who recently returned to Germany, hair sharp, with the rabbi. You thought you could get away with this. Prepare to meet your... It is such a shame that you cannot speak. I know someone you very much resemble. A rabbi that lives not far from here, or perhaps an officer who recently returned to Germany. Have a good day. Oh my God. Oh my God, what came over me? I let them go. I could be court-martialed.
Why did he let us go?
Sometimes God acts in mysterious ways.
And we were saved by Rosina's hoodwinking.
Strange things happen.
Treason. They didn't waste any time. I will tell my grandchildren about the 3 million lira reward posted on my head. The one on your head is only 2 million lira. Half Jews are discounted. I will have this framed.
There is something difficult I have to tell you. Our intelligence has sent us a report about your brothers.
Tell me.
I'm so very sorry. All 4 brothers reported dead. 1 from bad health, 2 from exhaustion, and 1 was murdered, beaten to death. They all saw one another before dying, and Ernest left a letter for you.
Bernie, Abby, Marty, Ernie, dead.
And their families. 26 people in all dead.
My God, you have forsaken us. Bernie, Abby, Marty, Ernie.
Sometimes memories are all we can hold. But where there is despair, let there be hope.
Bernie, you stole the sugared apple that Mother had prepared for me. And when Mother asked you about it, you said a mouse must have eaten it. And Abby, you said I was the smartest one. And Marty, you were the kindest of us all. And Ernie, my great big brother.
But
I remember waking up in the middle of the night, crying that I had seen Jesus and that he had asked me to join him. And Ernie said, if I was good, there would be no more nightmares. My God, why so far from my call for help, from my cries of anguish? My God, I call by day and you do not answer. I call by night and I have no relief. Yet you are enthroned as the Holy One. You are the glory of Israel. In you our ancestors trusted. They trusted you and you rescued them.
What is this?
God has forsaken me.
Well, then all of us.
A just God would not allow a mass murder. There is no God. This one for Bernie, this one for Abby, this one for Mark, and this one for Ernie.
You cannot hold God responsible for human atrocity.
Who else then? He has abandoned us.
This is the opposite of what you told me. God cannot die.
You presume he exists.
You who have been the mainstay.
God has forsaken us. I would prefer to be dead.
That cannot be. Remember the vision you described to me?
It was a nightmare. Rest assured, I will never forgive God. God alone can be blamed. God is dead.
No, you will feel differently.
Oh, and this must go too. This pagan symbol.
That is what you think of Rosina?
Oh, God, forgive me.
I thought he did not exist. And that symbol, suffering, is the history of humanity. That is why Christ died on the cross, his only son.
The love behind Rosina's thought is appreciated. I need to be alone.
Look at it closely after I leave. I must leave. I'll never be far. Call me. And where there is doubt, let there be faith.
From you, Rosina, with love, perhaps more even than my own brothers. Perhaps you are dead. My brothers are dead. God is nowhere. And there is his suffering son, dying for all humanity. Suffering, suffering, suffering. My God, you have not forsaken me.
Changed your mind. So you have forgiven God?
I used to believe in divine intervention.
Why am I still hearing this from the chief rabbi of Rome?
No more.
Completely lost faith?
Last week I left God.
And today you have forgiven God?
Through his son's suffering, I see a new path to creation.
So you reject the Father and accept the Son? Convoluted thinking, especially for the dean of Rome's Rabbinical College.
When I see his son suffering, as we have, I see a new path to redemption.
Fuzzy thinking. Another vision?
Yes,
And did you tell the Son you did not forgive his Father?
that may come in time. I want to inform His Eminence of my intended conversion, and I want you to be my baptism sponsor.
No.
Why not?
I need more explanation.
When you brought the news about my brothers, I felt a strange pull come over me, like I experienced a quarter of a century ago.
About what?
My faith.
I thought God was dead.
Quite the opposite. My faith is stronger than ever. I am in constant prayer, and I search the scriptures.
No, but you're always searching the scriptures. Oh, please don't tell me it's gratitude. Now, that never quite works.
Gratitude has nothing to do with it.
You do realize that the Jewish community, whatever's left of it, will be devastated.
I do, but I don't feel like I have a home to go to. I have heard the criticism about my absence, and some refugees say they want nothing more to do with me. Ask Sister Angelina.
Oh, let me pass.
Are you trying to talk me out of
No, I'm
conversion?
still not convinced that this is a sincere conversion. What led to this?
I was intensely ill in 1917, at the point of death. Then I saw a great light, and finally Jesus of Nazareth appeared to me. The next day, I was miraculously cured.
And you waited 25 years? You expect your brothers to come back from the dead?
Of course not. But But I felt a sense of power and peace when you announced what we all suspected. The time was not right then, it is now.
And God won't continue coming to you if you remain a Jew? Has Angelina been speaking to you?
Not a bit. The change is from within, a call from God. The signs were there. God came in the love of Rosina, the love of Angelina Hillary, and then Isaiah, Micah, Amos, Jeremiah, and all the others. A new interpretation. And then the miracle on the Spanish Steps.
So you even thank the Nazi? Could have been a coincidence.
It was you who said there was no such thing as coincidence.
This all sounds like gratitude.
If I were not Chief Rabbi of Rome, would you object?
Perhaps not. But let me confide in you. I have grave doubts. I'm not a total atheist, but I'm going in that direction. I think it is all madness. Now, there are many paths to God, if there is one. And this is just one of them. I want you to promise that you'll make no decision for at least a year. And if my instincts are right, that's how long you'll be here. Second, gratitude will have nothing to do with your decision.
On the condition that you do not abandon your faith for a year.
We shall see.
You survived. None of the other chief rabbis have been heard from. How come you're here?
I remained in Rome, and you?
Oh, I went south. The Vatican food fattened you up a little, didn't it? Now look, the crisis is over, and it's time for you to resume your duties as chief rabbi.
Do you want me to?
Why do you ask? Of course I want you to.
Some congregants say they prefer Hitler to me.
They're joking, of course. There are always complaints no matter who is chief rabbi.
I must resign.
Resign? Did you say resign? So the rumors in the newspapers are true. And after the worst atrocity in Jewish Italian history, the community must now face the conversion of its chief rabbi.
Is this the gratitude I receive after 30 years? Would you like me to read you some letters? I hope your whole family dies and is buried with crosses over their graves. Oh, and here's another one. I will urinate on your grave every day. Would you like me to read you some more?
No, I've heard enough. Look, they're just venting their frustrations. But you have abandoned your flock. You can't leave us. You're the chief rabbi, and if you leave, then others of our faith will follow you. And we've already lost so many, not just the 6 million who died in the Nazi concentration camps, but the children and their children's children. We're talking about tens of millions, hundreds of millions.
I do not ask that others follow me, only that they have faith in the God of Israel, a faith I lost and found again in the Holy One of Israel, Jesus, my Lord. My calling came from God. I was born a Jew. I have always been a Jew. I will die a Jew. My home will always keep kosher.
You can keep whatever kind of home you damn please, but to keep a kosher home does not make you a Jew. And most people will think, and I believe they're right, that your conversion was due to gratitude and not to conviction.
My first vision of Jesus came in 1917 during an illness.
So Senora Grande has been hearing you right all along. Now, you tell me, your conversion had nothing to do with gratitude for the asylum that you received?
Thousands of Jews received asylum from the Church in the Vatican, including yourself. A small portion converted. Some of them were gratitude conversions. Mine was not. Have you questioned any of them?
No, I haven't. They were different.
Why? How?
Don't you understand? You're not just any Jew. You're the chief rabbi of Rome and the dean of the rabbinical college. It's almost like the Pope converted to Judaism. What do you tell those who say that you should have gone down with your flock?
Pointless sacrifice is not my way. We have a saying, you can't worship God if you are dead.
Jews of all denominations, and even Jews who are not affiliated with any congregation, they have all different issues on Jewish practice, Jewish belief. But they're united in rejecting the idea that anyone who claims to be a Jew can believe that Jesus Christ was the Savior of God. What you have done is an oxymoron, an offensive oxymoron to the Jewish people.
12 Jews helped make my decision.
Who?
Isaiah, Jeremiah, Baruch, Daniel, Nahum, Hosea, Amos, Zechariah, Zephaniah, Jonah, and all the others. You know who they were, don't you?
Yes, yes, they were the patriarchs.
They were prophets, you fascist imbecile.
They were prophets? Maybe you want to add another prophet to your little list here. Eugenio, like in Eugenio Pacelli. You know him, he's Pope Pius XII. You Polish moron. I too received asylum, but under no condition would I consider I can't even say the word. Wait a year.
My calling is for now.
So you are joining the folks that gave us the Galileo show, and you still believe that the world is flat?
Mockery.
You've been wearing this rabbinical costume all these years. 2 out of every 3 European Jews were murdered, and all of the murderers were baptized, and now you are joining the murderers.
The murderers came from Germany, not Italy. And let me say once and for all, and never again, I was born a Jew. I will die a Jew. I am an Italian. I will always be a Zionist. But a loud voice has called me to another form of Judaism. I am a Jew. That cannot be denied. But I am now also a Christian.
Oh, disgrace, disgrace. Reconsider!
I have nothing more to say to you.
It was I who brought you here. It was I who made you the dean of the rabbinical college. And I've always supported you, but enough. May your soul rot in hell.
You brought me here in 1938 because no one else wanted the job. I owe you no favors.
Reconsider!
I have nothing more to say to you. And if you doubt the sincerity of my conversion, bear in mind that I will be penniless after this conversion. Secondly, telling the world what Eugenio Pacelli did for the refugees more than compensates for my asylum. The debt has been prepaid.
I see the die is cast. Goodbye, good luck. Eugenio.
Well, London Times. No, I have no comment. No, please call back next week. Rosina, I knew you were alive, but I've been looking all over for you.
Did you try a group scene? You were supposed to be dead. Oh, and then I read all over in the newspapers that you were alive and converted. I held out hope for my husband, and he was dead. I held out hope for my son, and he was dead. And then when it came to you, I gave up all hope, and you were here.
Will you come back to work?
Of course.
I have no means of support.
Oh.
We'll have to share a lot more now. Yes.
No problem. All over Rome, people are looking for jobs. I feel fortunate to be working.
We'll manage. What do you say about my conversion?
It's, nice.
Is that all you have to say?
Well, I kept the best kosher kitchen in all of Rome, and here is your favorite, eggplant parmesan.
It must become more kosher than ever.
Why? You're a Christian.
I am a Jew. I am more Jewish than ever. I am just a Jew that has taken one additional step.
My My husband always said there were different paths to God.
My new name is Eugenio.
Like Eugenio Pacelli, Pope Pius XII?
Like Eugenio Pacelli, Pope Pius XII.
Oh, I've got something to show you. Both of my daughters had sons. And this one is named Philip after my husband, and this one is named Luigi after my son.
I can see the resemblance. Tell me, how did you survive?
They came to the town next to mine. They hauled off 600 men, women, and children. Not a single person has been heard from since. 2 of the families were my cousins. Oh, I will hate those murderers until the day I die.
Hatred will consume you.
I can handle it. Trust me.
I have something for you, Rosina. Remember?
When did you and Monsignor Hillary find it?
It's a long story. Suffice it to say, it saved our lives.
Your brothers. Did they make it?
No. We cannot change the past, Rosina. It's a new day. There's no need to wear black.
I will wear black until the day I die.
Are you living for the living or for the dead?
I live for the living. I mourn the dead. And now I've got a house to clean.
Are you excited on this very special day?
Yes, but before I go through with this, I must clarify something with the Cardinal.
For you, on your baptismal day.
The St. Francis prayer in parchment, my favorite, and a recording of the English hymn Amazing Grace.
3 copies were left to me by that nice Negro-American soldier who later died in the hospital. I set aside 1 copy for you, and I gave another to a criminal to save his soul. He has twice tried suicide and is now locked up in a psychiatric ward.
A shame. Who is he?
Captain Schmidt.
What?
He was sentenced the day before your baptism, 10 years, and he believes he committed no crime. He said that he just did as he was told, that he was a follower, not a leader.
What did the judge say?
Well, his crimes were not as serious as those of Eichmann or Kaplan, but he was well aware of where the transported were going, and so was responsible for the deportation of 800 Italians who, though innocent, were sent off to their deaths. And now you must visit him.
What? You must be crazy. You think he is innocent? Have you been to visit him?
Twice, and he was guilty as all hell. He is a criminal. I testified against him, which is more than you or Hillary had the backbone to do.
First you helped put him into jail, then you tried to save his soul. And now I want to put this all behind me.
You cannot. Are you willing to forgive this man?
I am not.
But it is in forgiving that we are forgiven. Forgiving is for your sake, not his. The hatred you carry within will destroy you. Give up the hatred before it destroys you. Find it in your heart to forgive him.
Forgive him?
His sins have been many, but the baptismal contract challenges us to seek God in all persons, to open ourselves up to be surprised by God in the most unusual people.
You've become quite preachy.
Oh, that is irrelevant. Who better knows the story of Jonah than you, one of the world's great biblical scholars?
You compare this murderer to Jonah? He shows no remorse.
Please! You are about to take a huge step, to go through a ceremony which the world interprets as a big change. But in any religion, forgiveness is what counts. And though a criminal, yes, he could have sent you to your death that morning on the Spanish steps.
To think I owe my life to a mass murderer.
God works in mysterious ways. Strange that a Jewish rabbi should be sponsored for baptism by a drunken atheist, and both were spared by a criminal. You should take Hillary with you. The visit might help rekindle the faith I think he has lost.
All right, all right. You have done so much good, sister. To please you, I will go. We will visit Schmidt, but forgiveness is another matter.
Let's worry about forgiveness later. We've got a ceremony to perform here. Where is Monsignor Hillary?
Oh, late as usual, I suppose.
Rabbi, you are lunching privately with the Holy Father right after the baptism.
I thank him, but I cannot go through with this.
What? Why?
They call me perfidious. They think I am evil.
Who calls you perfidious?
It is written throughout church liturgy, the perfidious Jew.
Perfidious does not mean evil. That's a theological concept meaning disbelief.
The evil meaning is now the accepted one. I am a Jew and I am not perfidious.
The church means no insult, but these things cannot be changed.
It must be changed now.
Now?
Now.
1,000 years?
This insult can be perpetuated no longer.
Rabbi,
Yes?
I give you my solemn promise. I will handle this matter personally. You may take it up with the Holy Father at lunch, too.
Very well. May we now proceed?
Now, are you certain you wish to take this step?
I am here. Accept my apologies.
Late again.
Shall we proceed?
Shall we?
Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, may I sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Oh, who let you in here?
The warden?
You're either Herr Sharp, a poor monk on the Spanish steppes, or a German infidel.
Ah, your senses have not deteriorated. I see your condition is improving.
And am I seeing correctly? Is this the good rabbi? Or as I understand it, the Catholic rabbi?
It is.
Who sent you here? That ugly Italian nun or the American?
A social visit.
To give me final absolution or to seek another convert?
Neither. Perhaps gratitude. You could have shipped us off at the Spanish steps.
Ah, but I did put a most wanted list on your head. 3 million lira, as I recall. Congratulations. You made it.
2 million. 3 for Zoli.
I see you survived.
You killed 6 million of us. Isn't that enough?
Of course not. 7 million would be better.
I will tell Sister Angelina never to mention your name in my company ever again.
Reprehensible.
At least you did not testify at my trial, as did that crazy bitch. And now she's trying to save me.
No need to testify. Too many other witnesses.
Whenever I see you, regardless of what costume you're wearing or how inebriated, I think of that old adage that the half-Jews think they're even smarter than the Jews. What can I do for you?
You even knew that fact about me. I didn't think Amazing Grace would be your type of music. And the St. Francis prayer?
The music is good for dancing, and what's on the parchment is for comic reading. Now, what can I do for you?
My family. I have exhausted all records.
They're dead.
You say that just to inject misery.
I learned it shortly after the impersonation.
You jest, of course.
Check the public records of Gers, France. That is where they died. You, unfortunately, searched Germany.
You lied.
Check it out. Now, please leave and never return.
The feeling is mutual. I hope I never hear your name ever again.
Where there is darkness, let there be light. Where there is despair, let there be hope. Where there is doubt, let there be faith. And where there is sadness, let there be joy.
The news then is true.
Uncertain. But, I'm certain you don't expect that murderer to tell the truth, do you?
Oh, Surely Schmidt is lying.
Perhaps Hillary is checking the records in France, but please don't mention that evil man's name to me ever again. You're out of uniform.
Correct.
You seem ill.
Better than I have ever been before.
But-
Stop it. I said I'm fine, goddammit.
I only...
You heard me. Schmidt was not lying.
Oh, Hillary.
God be with you.
God is not with me.
Why not?
God is dead.
You're not leaving the order.
I burned all my costumes this morning.
Where there is doubt, let there be faith.
Sputtering that nonsense. You learn fast. Now leave this land of fairy tales forever.
But Monsignor.
Don't
Hillary,
Monsignor me. I'm now simply Hillary.
You have gone mad.
I have not gone mad. It is the world that has gone mad.
You cannot blame God for these atrocities. You yourself told me that.
I was wrong. I'm now free of superstition of every kind.
But your contract with God.
A contract needs two parties. Here there's only one party. Me. God does not exist.
I will pray for you daily.
Do not.
Why
Because God
not?
is dead.
You need rest. You are irrational.
God is our creator.
Not mine.
God cannot die.
You presume he exists.
The devil has gotten into you.
No. The devil has gotten out of me. That mythical figure is gone too. You and your damn stupid church.
You have gone totally mad. Why are you behaving like this?
The conversation is over. Go to hell.
Not wearing black after all these years.
It's a new day.
You look great.
A Father Eugenio Callistus called. Says he knows you.
Callistus.
His voice sounded familiar.
Father Eugenio Callistus.
Dr. Saleh can see you now. Pardon me, but you look vaguely familiar.
I always look vaguely familiar.
He can see you now.
Dr. Zoll.
Father Callistus, Rosina says you know who I am. I do not recall who you are. A Franciscan, I see.
Yes. Look at my face again. And closer, Dr. Zoll.
Are you he?
I am he. Helmut Schmidt. A few pounds heavier and 7 years old.
A different name and a very different uniform.
Would you like me to leave?
I would like to say no, but memories do linger, and our last visit was so unpleasant. Sister Angelina told me nothing. Is she aware?
Yes, but you said you did not want to hear my name. You know she is dying. That is why I am here. Both she and my prefect said I must come to you for pardon. This is the most difficult journey I have ever made in my life.
Others have made more difficult ones. Tell me, why did you not arrest us that morning?
A strange thing happened. I had every intention of performing my duty. I lost control. As much as I wanted to, I could not arrest you. An act of a greater power. Divine will.
I see.
You doubt my sincerity?
Well, I would like to believe, but even if you are sincere, can you bring back the dead?
No, that I cannot do. But I am here to seek your forgiveness and to share with you the path that has led me here. If I am to receive redemption, it is the only cloud that will exist over me for the rest of my life. It will exist with or without your forgiveness.
Well, perhaps in the future, perhaps if you dedicate your life to those you have murdered.
It will be. And now I go to Israel.
Israel?
Incognito, of course. I will be working in a hospital for sick children. Incognito only because I would, justifiably, be trampled to death, even in seeking forgiveness. I too know how to survive. I will go to the Wailing Wall and seek God's forgiveness. God has set a different path for me.
Explain.
After Israel, I will be going to Africa, or perhaps Louisiana.
Those two places? How so?
I will be working in a leper colony for the rest of my life. It is the direction to which I have been pointed. Now I must go. I must see Sister Angelina before she dies.
Before you go, your family?
My wife and 2 children were killed when the British and Americans bombed Dresden. I stand alone. I must go. Can you be at Sister Angelina's in an hour? She wants to see you before she dies.
Look at this picture. My 4 brothers slaughtered by the Nazis. Leave this house.
I killed no one. I have done what I came to do. The decision is now yours.
You sent 800 innocents to the slaughterhouse.
I did not know for certain where they were going.
No remorse. Get out of this house.
I am here for your sake.
My sake, you murderer.
If you do not forgive me, God will not forgive you.
Leave and avoid Rosina. She has a big pot of chicken soup. If she recognizes who you are, you may be sorry.
Good.
You murderer! Have some nice hot chicken soup!
But I am now a priest! Ah!
And have my frying pan, you holy murderer!
Ah!
What was that butcher doing in this house?
He came to ask forgiveness.
And
I tried. He does wear a new uniform.
he does not wear a uniform. He wears a costume. A uniform announces who you are. A costume conceals who you are. His kind killed my husband and my son, your 4 brothers, and millions of others.
But I also have guilt
Why?
for surviving, while millions of others didn't, including the 12 other chief rabbis.
Oh, you cannot have guilt for surviving.
I go to my grave before long.
Oh, says who?
Dr. Soller, cancer succeeds where Hitler and his troops failed.
Oh, one day at a time.
We all go to our Creator, and we must forgive as we are forgiven.
Oh, I could just...
Rosina, you can't throw a plate of spaghetti in God's face.
And you cannot have to apologize for surviving.
Rosina, it's God's will.
No.
Yes, it is.
Pronto. See, he will. It's Sister Angelina. She's not doing well.
I must go now.
Good soup and good prayers can help much. And I will pray for you every day, but I made good chicken soup, the kind Mother Zala made when back in Poland.
We will have our soup, but good soup can only do so much. And now I must go to see Sister Angelina.
Let us eat chicken soup and live.
I've given her a large dose of morphine. Is there anything more we can do for her?
All we can do now is make her as comfortable as possible. She won't live through the night.
She has asked for Father Callistus to give her last rites.
Tell him to come quickly.
How is she?
Not well. She's been in and out of consciousness all day. Please be quiet. I must send for Father Callistus.
You insist on the impossible. How can I forgive a monster?
Is she still alive?
Speak softly. You must not disturb her sleep. She specifically asked for you, me, and that man.
That man has been released from prison, and
A full Franciscan priest.
you knew?
He's gone from one dishonorable profession to another.
He came to ask forgiveness. What should I do?
You owe no forgiveness. He has no remorse. The vanquished always want forgiveness. What do you want to do?
I don't know. I feel that I must. My head says yes, my heart says no. He says that his superior and Sister Angelina made him come.
Do as you want, but I'll never forgive the bastards.
But you must, as a first step to God.
I thought you were asleep.
I never sleep. And did Father Callistus come to see you, Rabbi?
He did.
And did you forgive him?
I tried, but I couldn't. Neither my head nor my heart.
But forgiveness is for your sake, not his.
But the slaughter of millions.
He was only one.
Does that make it better?
There is a difference here. Many of the tens of thousands of murderers have no remorse. This one does.
But still.
And remember what he could have done to you and Hillary on the Spanish steps that morning.
Correct. I will try.
Thank you. And now, Rabbi, I want you to have this gift. It was given to me by the Israeli government. It's highest honor. I know it will mean something to you. And Hillary, you must promise that you will not drink again.
Of course. I rarely touch this stuff anymore.
Now, I'm ready for my last rites.
Your friend has not arrived yet.
Schmidt, you must hurry. She may go at any time.
Let's get started.
Incline thy ear, O Lord, unto our prayers, wherein we humbly pray thee to show thy mercy upon the soul of thy servant Angelina, whom thou hast commanded to pass out of this world, that thou wouldst place her in the reign of peace and light, and bid her be a partaker with thy saints, through Christ our Lord. Amen.
But I cannot eat the saints.
Oh, you, sister? Who has done more to help other human beings? You console rather than be consoled. You love rather than be loved. You give understanding to those who need it.
And risk her own life to help the needy.
That's true, but I shall burn in hell.
Why?
Because I am a murderess. One murderer always recognizes another.
You don't know what you're saying.
And you, sister, who've always had so much hope.
And you, sister, a young widow who suffered the tragic loss of your own children, and your father's death before your very eyes, and then went on to devote 70 years to aid those in need.
True. But now I must tell you something that I have kept hidden for 75 years. On that day, in a fit of madness and suffering from depression, it was I who pushed my father over the cliff to his death. I am a murderess.
Surely, sister, these are delusions.
Moment of righteous anger. Righteous anger is the worst kind. Like mine. Like yours, Rabbi. Like all. When my mother died, I was only 8 years old. And from that day on, I was forced to share my father's bed with him for the next 5 years. And then, one day in prayer, God taught me to say no. So I pushed him back and he stumbled over the cliff. And from then on, I thought I was a free woman.
God will forgive you.
I take full responsibility for what I have done. Nothing justifies murder. Perhaps God will forgive. Domenico! Severia! I see you! I see you! Come to Mother! You turn your back. Domenico! Severia!
Father,
Did I hear correctly?
here's something for the lepers.
I thank you.
And make your wish at the Wailing Wall. Now you must go.
God be with you.
Goodbye. And it is in dying that we are born to eternal peace. May her soul rest in peace. Amen.
And in Rome, Eugenio Zoli, chief rabbi of Rome and dean of the rabbinical college from 1938 to 1944, died early this morning at the age of 75. Pope Pius XII issued a statement praising the former Jewish leader, the controversial leader.
Zoli, may the everlasting light of God shine upon you.
Station WPY, you playing your favorite Cajun music all day long. And now we bring you the latest news. Rabbi Zoe, former chief rabbi of Rome, died at age 75.
I will love you forever. And forgive me, God, for the evil I have committed.
No, I cannot and will not pray, but will love you always.
Izzy, I could never accept your decision, but may your soul rest in peace.
Grant, O God, thy peace and eternal light upon thy faithful servant Israeli Zoli. For in dying we are born again to the everlasting life.
I shall wear black again for the rest of my life. My beloved friend, my beloved rabbi.